All right, everybody, we are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. And today I have a special guest. We are on every Tuesday. And today's topic is working for the man versus working to fund your personal ambition. And everyone, I want to welcome the good brother, Fitzgerald Stephens, on with us today. Fitzgerald, thank you so much for joining us. Brother.
Well, thank you for having me again, Dynas, with you and your audience. And it's a pleasure to be on this platform and to speak to such incredible people.
Thank you. So working for the man versus working to fund your personal ambition. Now, let's do this. Let's give some examples of working for the man, because I think the misconception is if you have a job, automatically you're working for the man. But if you're reinvesting that money and diverting that money into the proper, investment opportunities or just opportunities in general, or investing it into your ambition, something that you'll love to do, which can replace your corporate job, then in essence, you're working to fund your personal ambition and you're not necessarily working for the man. Am I on the right page?
Yeah, you're on the right page. Let's address that a little bit. Let's break that down a little bit more, Mr. Mir. A lot of times we use these statements that such as that. That's a common, working for the man. But do we really understand what that means? You can ask 10 different people and get 10 different answers. So working for the man. Any man or woman that's not yourself, that you're dependent upon getting your living from, to me, that's working for the man. Okay. Any man or woman that you're dependent upon your paycheck as opposed to yourself, to me, that's working for the man. I don't mean to make it so simple, but that's part of my that's part of what I want to do, to be known as, just to make things that I consider somewhat complex, really break it down simple so much that anyone can understand it. That's my definition. If I'm deriving my paycheck from anyone else beside myself, I'm working for that man. Being I'm a pro athlete, being I'm a employee, I have any number of things. If I cannot determine the direction, of course, of my economic well-being for me and my family, if that decision belongs to me, and if I'm working depending on someone else, the veto whether I have a job, the approve, whether I have a job there, or better yet, veto if I don't. To me, that puts me and my house at a situation I'd rather not face. So that's what working for the man means for me.
Okay, so what if you're working for the man, but taking that money to fund an opportunity so you don't have to depend on the man anymore?
Then you're not working for the man.
Okay.
If you're diverting that for the betterment of something that's something for you, and to build up equity and build up a brand, and build up research for you, you're not working for the man. Working for the man means that's all you do. You work. You don't have no type of end game. You're not investing. You're not saving. You're not preparing. To build anything for you and your family. You're just taking a paycheck and paying bills. Maybe going out a little bit, have a little fun, or your form of fun, but you're not putting away anything for your future. You're not putting away anything for yourself. Search for Uru audience. Your job will finance your freedom. Your job will finance your freedom. I mean, if you're so excited that you can go and work for someone 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, as we do over here in the United States, and you can do that, and then you want to come home and watch a soap opera or a sports game, you're not motivated. You're just uninspired to do anything with your life. If you feel like, hey, I don't had a long day, let me go and just relax. If you can give someone else a percentage of your life, which is nothing more than your time, in order to make an outcome for them and their family, and you can't at least give yourself 2 to 3 hours a day for your own outcome that could possibly, set you on a path where you don't have to do that, you're just not inspired. You're just not inspired to do. You just don't want it.
Elias Money 12 says, I'm always gaming after long days of work.
Okay, that's cool. What can he explain a little bit more? What is his term of gaming?
Gaming, I guess playing video games.
Okay, is he making money with it?
No, but there's some of these guys that do these live streams and play video games who are getting rich. But
well,
Elias,
if that's the case with if that's the case with this gentleman, then respect, nothing but respect. Hey, I don't really care what your hustle is or what your ambition is, and to help you and propel you and your family to a better economic future. I don't really care. Yes, we talk about Karatbars. That's my stream. That's what Dynas and I do. But I want you to do something. One of the whole things about this program when I come on is to try to get you to move to action, to create your own, where you can get the ultimate gift of time and financial freedom for you and your family, that you can do what you want, how you want, whenever you want, for as long as you want. That's the whole thing. Why one of the reasons why I come on here. So if you're doing that through a gaming for a gaming apparatus, great. If you do that through a YouTube channel, great. If you're out there selling hot dogs or ice cream, great. If you're in the commodities business, great. But whatever it is, as long as you can see at the end game, I built something up, and hey, I can sell this, and I can really sit back and not worried about my retirement or my family's. That's the nucleus of what I talk about when I come on the channel.
Fitzgerald, if somebody told you their end game in corporate America was to retire with that company, what would you tell them? Would you think that would be delusional?
No, because my goals is not necessarily their goals. Listen, Dynas, if that's where they want, if that's what that person wants to be, who am I to say you're wrong? Okay. Let me define our audience here, Dynas. I'm speaking to people, and you and I are speaking to people who know that there's something more out there, understand that they're really kind of on shifting sand, and they want to build something before disaster happens. Listen, man, I have two younger brothers and a younger sister. And suppose that they're all successful in what their jobs and what they do. They have the different stresses. They have the thing. Meanwhile, the eldest brother, the oldest of the four of us, which is me, mine is a different route. I choose to get out there and create something for myself that's dependent on my efforts and the efforts of other people. But I'm not going to knock someone who got out there to do a job. But like you just asked me about this shirt that I have on.
Right.
With the University of Indiana, and a friend of mine who does incredible work, Dr. John Foley, up in Bloomington, Indiana. He's a cancer research man. That guy does vital work. For him to not look for cures, for different cures to help people's lives get better. To him, that's what he went for. That's what he's doing. But he understands that he's coming up for retirement very soon. And so now he has invested like in ranch property in Texas. He wants to do cattle and tours and stuff like that. He understands that he can't and doesn't want to teach forever. That's what I'm talking about. He's preparing for that exit. So that's what I mean. I've seen very few people who are retired that's really happy. I mean, I've seen very, very few. I've seen very few people have retired that can really live the lifestyle that they had before they retired.
Fitzgerald, we're losing you a little bit. Fitzgerald, I think we lost you. Everyone, can you hear me? Everyone, can you at least hear me? Press 1 if you can hear me. I think we lost Fitzgerald. Hopefully he'll come back on pretty soon. But make sure you guys hit that like button as you come to the chat room. Again, the topic is working for the man versus working to fund your personal ambition. Let's wait for brother Fitzgerald to hop back on. See, when we have serious conversations like this, we always get some blockage. We always get some blockage. Hold on. Let me text Fitzgerald. Again, guys, make sure you hit that like button as you come to the into the chat room. Hold on, let me just call him. Okay, he dropped off, so he should hop back on. Guys, sorry about the technical difficulties. If you could just bear with us for one moment. Let me call them. Know we lost him. See what we got going on in the chat room at least. No jokes today. I'm seriously wanting to join the Miney discussion today. What do you mean Miney discussion? What is that? Shout out to Gregory Wyatt, everybody. Fitzgerald, you there? Fitzgerald.
Yeah. I'm trying to. Okay, I shut my computer down. Yeah, I had to reconnect using my smartphone.
Okay, that's fine.
You know, so I don't know pretty much what everyone
we kind of lost you when you were speaking about your buddy who is at IU, Indiana University.
Yeah, to him that is significant work, very, very important work, and I agree right with him. You know, so it's whatever you decide that what's best for you. You know, but if that's your end game, great, stick with it. You know, but I'm talking to those who like, well, I don't necessarily feel that too cool about my job, and I know I want to do more.
Real quick, Fitzgerald, we can't see you.
Okay. Give me just a moment, Dinaz.
Okay.
Let me try to reconnect here. Give me one moment.
Okay, it's like your video was off.
Yeah, I can hear you, but if you want to handle the phone and do a little filling in before I try to manipulate this computer.
Shout out to Lakeem Muhammad for the super chat. Minister Farrakhan loves all of humanity. Thank you, Lakeem. Thank you so much.
I love Minister Farrakhan.
Yeah, see, there we go. But everyone, thank you for joining. Make sure you hit that like button as you come into the chat room. Today's topic is working for the man versus working to fund your personal ambition. Also, we have the tour coming up in about 3 weeks, so I'm looking forward to that. August is right around the corner. Fitzgerald, it's already July 16th. Like, I woke up this morning and I'm like, it's already July 16th.
You bring up a very, very important subject that I've often alluded to on this program. Time is the one thing you cannot get back. Time is the one thing you just simply cannot get back. You have to do something with the time the Most High gives you. It's just imperative because, you know, I want everyone to get out of their head that I have tomorrow. What if you don't?
Right.
You know, what if you necessarily don't have tomorrow? How are you gonna live? What are you gonna do? Just what happens? I mean, and so it's just imperative that we understand that. Hold on, Dinaz. Okay, I so apologize to the audience for this. This is one of those things that I didn't foresee, but I'm definitely trying to set it up. Okay,
so we see you now.
Okay, great. Phones off and everything else. So no, you don't have all the time. You don't have all the time, but much time you think you was. Guys, my first thing that I really grabbed time. I remember being like a 7-year-old child. Yes, my memory is that good. A 7-year-old child in Malvern, Ohio. At the church, and I was sitting on the pew and my feet couldn't touch the floor. And the biggest thing, I was sitting up there, you know, I had to scoot to the edge. And the biggest thing what my biggest wish was not what the pastor was saying. You know, that wasn't what I was at 7-year-old. I wasn't catching up that, but I wanted my feet to touch the floor. I like, God, can you please make it where my feet touch the floor? I laugh at that. That's 43 damn years ago. Hey, my feet touch the floor every day. I remember I couldn't wait to get to 16 till I got my license. Okay.
Right.
It looked like it took so long. And Christmas looked like it was taking so long to a child. Then I got 16. Then I turned 18. Then I turned 30. And my father pulls me over to the side. He said, son, you know, when you turn 30, time seems like accelerated. Dad didn't lie. You know, I'm sitting up here like, wow, in my mid 50s right now. And like, where did the time go? I mean, weeks are going by like days to me. The weeks are going by like days. And so the time is ticking, and it's not that time is moving any faster than when we were children. We're just more aware of it now. We're just more aware of what's going on. So the creator only gives us a certain amount of time. We, you know, there's our born date, there's our transition date, and that's that little bitty comma in the middle. That's where it determines your life, what you do with that comma. You know, and so you know, you got to have goals, and you got to have things that you're gunning for. You got to have something to shoot right. Wouldn't it be easy just to get this money issue, which takes up so much of our time all around the world? Wouldn't it be easy just to put that to rest, where you can really go ahead and do the things that's important to you, spend time with people who are important to you, you know, do what the gifts that the creator has put on you and express them, as opposed to getting somewhere where you just have to do something in order to make a living. There's a difference between making a living and making a life.
What's the difference, Fitzgerald, if we can unpack
making a life puts joy in your face. It puts a spark in your heart. You know, you're tapping into that. You're tapping in that purpose, why you were sent on this planet. You know, and you know, when you're making a life, dude, you don't need an alarm clock. You know, you don't need someone to tell you to do a project. You don't need someone to tell you this got to get done, because that your purpose, you know, it pulls you like, you know, just it pulls you like a Gulf Stream. It does stuff. You're making a living. Oh man, I just got to go out and do this. Oh God, when will it be Friday? When Friday come? Oh God, when was the weekend? Oh, the weekend went fast. Oh God, I got to do this. Making a living. You know, you're in anxiety. Your stomach's cramping up when you got to go to work. You don't want to deal with that type of issue. It's creating stress. It's creating breakdown of the body and the mind and things like that. No, you don't want that. You just don't want it.
And what's the saying that the majority of heart attacks take place Monday morning?
They take place Monday morning. They take place Monday morning because your body literally starts. You know, I've had this happen several times in my career. You know, you can be over someone's house. Like I could come to your home, you know, and have a good meal. Let's just say it turns about 9 o'clock. I start throttling down. You know why I start throttling down? Because I'm thinking about Monday morning, 8 o'clock. I got to be in that traffic. I got to go talk to this customer, this deal. I got to work, and hopefully that don't fall through where I can feed my family, or I got to deal with a egomaniac boss, or got to deal with, you know, a team that's not producing quite well, and I'm responsible for that. So it's just a life I just don't want for myself anymore.
Let's see. Shout out to Miss Fearless Maluba. Thank you for speaking on this topic, Africa for the Africans everywhere, lest we forget. Thank you for the thank you so much for the super chat. Fitzgerald, now when you were working, now let me ask you this, Fitzgerald. When you had your auto repair business, and I remember right off of Hal Mill across the street from the old what was the name of the club, Fitzgerald? Help me out. Fitzgerald. We lost him again. Let me text him. But Fitzgerald had a auto repair business right across the street from the compound. If you guys live in Atlanta, if you're familiar with the compound, his business was right across the street from the compound. I think it's a church now. Let me text him, let him know that we lost him again. And that's how I met Fitzgerald. I was actually out cold calling. I was working for a company called, thank you, Susan Schreiber. I was working for a company called Aflac, actually, Aflac Insurance Company. So I was out cold calling, and I walked right in, and, you know, me and Fitzgerald hit it off, man. So we've been friends ever since. That was 2007. That was, I think, like summer 2007. I had a black Mustang, 2000 and No, actually, I think it's a 2001. I had a 2001 black Ford Mustang V8. And so when I would have issues with it, I'll take it right to Fitzgerald. He did my brakes, rotors, handle some other stuff. So, Fitz used to look out for a brother too. Okay, he dropped off. Hopefully he'll hop back on here in a second. But everyone, thank you for again joining us. So I know Fitzgerald. I know Fitzgerald now for quite a while. It's a brother of mine. Whenever I need advice, I reach out to him. Had to throw in a V8. Yeah, I had the V8 Mustang. I didn't have a V. No, don't get me wrong. I had a couple V6s before then. But hey, back in the day, well, I'm from Cali. We used to drive 5.0s. Shout out to Ghana Dan. When when he comes back on, I'll let him explain it. Yeah, but he had a shop right across the street from the compound. So if you're in Atlanta, if you're familiar with the compound, his shop.
Hello, Diane. Can you and everyone else hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now.
Okay, I had to switch the phone and phone again. Let me apologize to the audience. I don't know what's going on.
It happens.
But I got a chance to with that timeout, and for those of you who join us, I'm gonna switch to the personality that I really am and just go ahead and get into the point. Okay, so I want you to think about this one sentence right here, and because this is going to be the whole premises that we're going to build for today, Dinance and I want you to understand that financial mindset matters. Financial mindset matters. Okay, now to have the mindset that I play the money game to win. What is winning? I want to have enough money and enough time with that money to live the lifestyle that I want. If that includes being a millionaire, so be it. If that includes making a couple of extra $1,000 a month, so be it. If that includes that you can totally be out of debt and you replace your full-time income that you're working right now, so be it. Financial mindset matters. So therefore, you got to get a rest like you go to school to learn how to read, to learn how to write, to learn arithmetic. You got to get around financial gurus and financial scholars to show you how to deal with money. So many people don't know how to deal with money. They think if they could save their way, if they can put a little away for a rainy day and stuff. Although the concept is right, but if you don't know how to properly save, you're still losing this game. You got to pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. In this country called the United States of America, we have labor laws right here. And so it is illegal for me as an employer not to pay an employee. I could go to jail and to pay tremendous amounts of fines for that. So if you're the one doing all the work, if you're the one sitting up there and the whole game is propped up by you, I mean, why not pay yourself first before you get around and you pay the mortgage, the car payment, the grocery bill, the dry cleaning bill, the car maintenance, entertainment, all those type of things like that, and all those are good within itself. Why not pay you first? After all, you were the one that went out and earned it. You were the one that went out and made it. So pay yourself first. So let's establish that. Pay yourself first. Now, how much do I pay myself first, Fitzgerald? You want to be at least paying yourself 10%. You want to at least be paying every 10% of whatever you make. If you have $1, you want to put one dime away for yourself. And then after the second thing after that, what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to invest that in an appreciating asset. Appreciating. What do you mean by appreciating asset? When I put my money in this particular vehicle, it goes up. That's what the banks do. You know, that's what the banks do. The banks are putting instruments, whether it's an insurance instrument or whether it's interest instrument, whether it's real estate, whatever they're putting their money in, they have more money because of that investment than what they put in it before. And then the third thing, you want to be able to leverage your time and your work. Leverage your time and your work. What do I mean by that? You got to bring in, incorporate other people to help you build your wealth for you and your house. Well, Fitzgerald, that's kind of selfish. Say what you want. The franchise people do it all the time. You know, McDonald's over here. McDonald's has thousands upon thousands of franchise that the Ray Kroc family gets a percentage of each and every one of those franchises. You know, the Kroc family doesn't have to be there at all. As a matter of fact, Ray Kroc, the founder who bought the McDonald Corporation from the McDonald brothers.
I would say, actually, if you guys could watch the movie called The Founder, that was probably the best movie that came out in 2017, if you ask me. But go ahead, Fitzgerald.
Well, it's the same concept. You know, he's getting a little bit of percentage of everything. You've heard me say it before, but those of you who are new to the audience, J. Paul Getty, back around the turn of the century, you know, Getty Oil, probably one of the richest men, you know, of its day easily. You know, it's supposed to have been the country's first billionaire, but that's up for debate. But the concept he had was this: I'd rather have 1% of 100 men's efforts than 100% of my own. And I'd rather have 1% of 100 men's efforts than 100 of my own. And another modern day gentleman who we call the Oracle of Omaha, the great billionaire Warren Buffett, and he said this: if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. These are facts. These are facts. Do you realize, you know, you realize how incredibly a slippery slope you are on if you just depend on one income? Well, for those of you who say, hey, I'm doing all right. You might be even a doctor. You might be a professional athlete. You're not saying I'm doing all right. You're doing all right, doctor, as long as you're skilled, able to produce. Let something happen to your hand or your mind, you know, your income is in jeopardy. You're doing all right, a professional athlete, as long as you're under that contract. What happens to your money once you leave? The thing stops. And what happens to a regular employee? What happens when someone come in there and say, hey, you know what? We're going to be downsizing or we're going in another direction. Those are fancy words of saying you don't have another job here. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You know, if that's taken away. Dinesh, you and I don't have to mention individual's name, but we have an acquaintance together who's on this stream. She's decided she wants to move to Nigeria. Right. She's in Karatbars. Karatbars, this business allows her to take her income and do it from anywhere in the world. She don't even need to miss a beat. You know, right. far as with that, can your job do that? Can you move anywhere? If you want to relocate, and you're like, hey, I've had it with this country, or I had it with the country I'm in. I want to go somewhere else. I want to do something. Can you actually go over there and operate your business? You know, can your income not stop simply because you move? A lot of people can't. Dinas and that young lady and I, we can. And this is what I'm just trying to get you guys to say. It's an overused term, but it's called thinking outside the box. I'm trying to get you to understand, man, you know, what can I do to create? Because understand what we've been talking here between the video being interrupted and everything. Hey, you know what? Almost over 30 minutes have gone by. That's 30 minutes you'll never get back. That's 30 minutes of your time that never do that. So we got to invest. We got to learn how to duplicate our time, duplicate our efforts in order that we can duplicate our income and multiply income, so we can leave something not only for us, but we can leave something for generations in our family to come. And this is what I do.
Thank you. But I was telling everybody a little background information on how we met, and let me ask you this, for sure. Your business that you have, the auto repair shop across the street from the compound, what category would that go in? Would that, even though it was your own business, was it funding your personal ambition, or was it more working for the man? Like, even though it was your own business, what category would that go in?
That category was being service. I'm always in the people business.
Okay.
If I'm offering you Karatbars or ice cream, to me, I deal in the people business. I am trying to create and maintain a customer. Diane, you said a perfect thing right there. You knew me. I think you met me shortly after I had bought that. Now that was probably the worst business I could buy.
Why?
You know, because the margins were way over budgeted. Very, very little margin. The overhead alone between the bank loan and paying the rent, I had to make about $10,000 a month just for those two things there. That's before I paid any employee. That's before I bought any parts. That's before I did any advertising. $10,000 I had to make a month just with the bank loan and the rent. It was just I picked the wrong thing. Well, Fitzgerald, why did you pick it? You mentioned a very good thing called a compound. But let me give you guys a little bit of background about that, and Dynas is going to easily explain it. There was a club called the Compound, literally right across the street. It was like one of the most premier. It was like one of the most premier nightclubs in all Atlanta. Okay. Now I calculate. Now I had another little company that I parked cars. I was parking. I could park cars in my lot for the compounds because they didn't have any parking. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes on a good day, you can make $50 per car. Sometimes you can make easily $1,000, $2,000 per night. Well, I leased that out. I let someone else take care of the parking for it. And they would pay me like $1,000 a month. Then it occurred to me.
That's it, Fitzgerald.
Yeah. Here you're gonna love this. So pretty soon the entrepreneur clicked in on me, and I was smart enough not to put myself in a contract. I said, you know what? Don't even worry about showing up. I'll take it over myself. So I took that over, and that's how I was literally able to sustain myself in the lean times. But one of those things in life, the compound decided they was going to close down for like 5 to 6 months for renovation. Yeah. All that revenue stopped. Guess what happened to Fitzgerald? I lost my company. Why? Because I had to go in my personal account. My wife and I had to take our money, and that was meant for a house. All the things like that. And we had to keep that business afloat. And then ultimately, we lost the business, not because I didn't know business, simply because I ran out of money. If I would have had something, like Karatbars, something was creating a stream of income, whether I worked or not, I probably would still be doing that now, Dinance. And that's the difference. That's what happens. The same thing that what happened to me in my business will happen to you in your house if you don't have cash flow. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to run your home like it's a business. You got to run your home like it's a business. There's a certain amount of money you need to make for the mortgage. You need to make for the bills. You need to make for the upkeep. You need to make, to put away. You got to run. If you miss that concept, you are doomed to financial disaster. And and also you got to look at that. What if something happened to me? People say, well, we got life insurance. Okay. Death insurance, and pretty much like that. Okay, that's cool. You got your life insurance. That's cool. How about, but you're waiting for something at the end. I mean, a major calamity have to happen, being you are taken away or your spouse is taken away. How about you have something called living insurance, that you can live the life you want right now because you already got the wealth and the money that just keeps coming in, whether you're doing anything or not. That turned out to be the far better plan for me. And that's what I found through Karatbars. That's what all I'm looking to create. Now, for those of you who have been on the stream and heard me talk a couple of times about Karatbars, understand this. Karatbars is not a cure for all. What I want you to, in order to properly be investing and to properly be financially sound, you need some type of cash cow that's going to give you that type of liquidity that you need. Hey, but you know what? I can easily take my money right now, invest it in real estate. Invested in parking lots. I'm a big thing with parking lots and laundromat because those don't really avoid those really don't have a lot of employees. So I love that. You get parking lots somewhere, you get rental properties, commercial rental properties. I'm real big far as with that. So what I could do, I could take my earnings that I earn from my gold and my cryptocurrency, and I can invest it into other forms, thus creating more streams of income in my life that never depend on one thing. Never depend on one thing. So this is what I'm trying to get you guys to see. But there is a better way of living, but you got to tap into it.
Now, for sure, who we had brother Michael Dacko on last week. What about Karatbars? I guess what attracted you to Karatbars when he presented it to you, or was
The
it just
duplication, the duplication, no. That let me rethink about that. That's not accurate at all. That was a off the hip answer. That not let me. What attracted me to Karatbars was Michael. I had a relationship with Michael. I had a relationship. Michael called up, hey, Fitzgerald, there's this business that deals with gold and, it's free to join. So I was like, Michael, it's you. Just go ahead and sign me up. I really didn't take time to understand what I was. My wife was bigger on the gold than was. She loves gold, and she's like, okay, it's gold. We'll deal with it. Okay, so fine. So I got to work and no, I didn't even.
I think we lost him again.
Michael explained to me what I had. I didn't plug into the system. I didn't plug into the learning, the teaching that helped me build a business. So I just sat there. And meanwhile, I went right back to what I was doing then. And then so I happened to heard a friend of mine, Sherry Brown, and she was talking about what this business had done for her and her husband. And I called up Michael. I said, man, tell me more about this Karatbars thing. And he said, well, I'm glad you called. You have 138 people in your organization. Remember when I told you guys about duplication? I had 138 people in my organization, didn't even know it, that they were sitting around there, purchasing gold, purchasing things like that, and helping. They could have been helping growing my wealth. Right then, I got serious about it, very, very serious about it. And so, I figured out what could I do if I just replaced the money for my bills a month? If I just made enough money to pay my bills, man, that would take so much pressure off of me. That would take so much things like that. But I was able to do way more than that.
Mm. Mm. Everyone, thank you. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you hit that like button as you come into the chat room. Brother Fitzgerald, where do you see Karatbars going in the future? Like, if you could predict anything, what kind of impact can this make? And also, while it's on my mind, I kind of want to talk about. I don't think if you watched the whole session this morning, I watched some of it between Facebook and the government in regards to crypto. Mm-hmm. But go ahead.
Well, to answer the first question, I see Karatbars making more millionaires than practically any other company that's ever existed. I see it as being a $1 trillion+ company in market capitalization. For a company that's in 140+ nations, and for a population on the globe for 7 billion people, and to have less than 700,000 affiliates in that, there's tremendous opportunity growth. Other words, you can keep all the worldwide population in the Atlanta, Georgia market on the side instead of that's where I see it. Where the Karatbars has positioned itself, in gold, in cryptocurrency, in telecommunication with the world's first crypto phone that runs over the blockchain technology. So the sky is the limit. We have what's called a dynamic blockchain line. There's two type of channels. You have a static and a dynamic. One of them is solely one-sided product. You can only put one thing through it. Ours is an open source, meaning that we can send encryption, of course. You can do internet over it. You can do voice over IP. You can do phone. You can do financial transaction. All the blockchain works by fees. So all those fees go in to help stabilize the cryptocurrency and pay out the affiliates in earnings, and that's just going to keep increasing because we have some of the lowest form over here. You can be on this line and you can have someone over there. I think over in Europe, and I'm not too sure about Africa. Over in Europe, there's a company over there called Aldi's. It's a supermarket chain. They have
they're here in America.
Okay, yeah, they're here in America. We all know about IKEA. Now, let's just suppose that you were able to get IKEA to run through that blockchain, or Amazon over here, or Alibaba to run through that blockchain. And let's just say because you brought them on, you get a percentage of all the fees that come through there. Would that make your day? How about if you had? How about if you could do ATMs? Actually, Karatbars has their own ATM, and you get a merchant to use that, and then you get a percentage of all those ATM transactions that come through. How about if through the K Merchant Exchange? Karatbar has a K Merchant Exchange. If I get a business signed up on a K Merchant Exchange that is free, it's free to join. It works on the same level, similar like American Express, MasterCards, Dynacard. But for every transaction swipe to there, just because you brought it, you get a percentage of that, and you can pay them in out your gold account or out your crypto account. Would that be worth value for you? I mean, the world is changing. Now, crypto has been here about 40 years. We call it the credit card. It used to be, the credit card is just a digital, a numeric code that you have numbers on it. It goes through the banking systems like the Windows cards here. They approve the code, and then therefore they allow your transaction to go through. When that first came out, some people thought that was of the devil. Because it wasn't cash, and they was used to walking in cash, or writing checks. Man, you know what? I don't hardly ever even carry cash in my pocket anymore. Sometimes it's done got to the point where if you do it a certain amount of travel, if I want to go over to Ethiopia, I want to come on Nigeria, man, I can't walk on that plane with $10,000 in my pocket. They're calling me into customs, ask me what the heck I'm getting ready to do. You can't even travel in this country with $10,000 for some cop pulling you over, asking you about your money. And in this country, we have, many states have these unjust called forfeit and seizures law. The police just seize your funds just because they suspect you of being in a crime, and you got to prove that it's not that it belongs to you. So all these frivolous and trifling dang laws that works against cash. And so but the blockchain is a whole nother thing. It doesn't need the banking system. It facilitates on a smart contract. I am the recipient. Dynas is the receiver. I mean, Dynas is the sender. So it goes over a chain of codes the computers that no one has a code, downloads in my Ether wallet, his Ether wallet. Nobody knows about except me and you. Now, Dynas, to go ahead and address your question about Facebook and right. the Congress getting on to talk about we got to regulate that. You know why they want to regulate that? Because they see this as a major threat to their fiat currency. Yeah, they see it as
how can they regulate it?
I don't know. Because the blockchain was made exclusively where they could not. I don't know. Unfortunately, Karatbars is a German company. So a European company, so they're not subject to a lot of laws, that normally a lot of institutions over the banking, that the United States would be. Being that, they can have financial laws in case they're doing in here. But this goes to show you, and what did these guys come up, this great government that we have over here, or any government?
Hello? Fitzgerald. Hello? Fitzgerald. All right, let's wait for Fitzgerald to hop back on. Everyone, thank you for joining. Make sure you hit that like button as you come to the channel. Fitzgerald, you there? Hello? Fitzgerald.
Yeah, can you hear me, Dynas?
I hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay, you're coming in pretty dang faint, and stuff like that. So yeah, but that's what that means. As far as people asking about that.
We had lost you.
Yeah, I can barely hear you. Let me switch to the plane too. I know I probably already lost visual like that, but if you can hear me by audio, we'll just try to rock and roll. Okay, Dynas, you got a hold of me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, yeah, I can't see it, so I can just go ahead and talk. So that's what it means, and but what does that mean for you and your house? I mean, what are you going to do? Well, we already know that the cryptocurrency market is here to stay. We already know that it's making a powerful effect within the areas of commerce and finance. We know that several banks who have been adamant against it. In this country now, they're turning towards it because they realize that that this is the future of money. It's right here now. We see Facebook coming in with their Libra coin, trying to get in the market space. the granddaddy of them all, Bitcoin. We know that's created 23,000 millionaires. No one seems to know who's behind Bitcoin. Nobody know the person. Nobody know anything as far as like that. Karatbars, we have our own cryptocurrency called the KBC and the KCB, which is gold backed. Harold Seitz over in Stuttgart, Germany, is the founder. He has the white paper on the currency. Karatbars has been in business since 2011. Debt-free company in Stuttgart, Germany, located next to the Mercedes-Benz factory. It has set a lot of people financially free. And when I say financially free, that's exactly what I mean. A lot of us don't work for anyone. And this is what we do. I'm actually working right now, and Dynas is working right now because this is our schedule. This is the thing that we're trying to bring out to people. But it's not enough if you find something so great for yourself and you don't have the will in to share it with others. And in this, you can't be successful with this type of opportunity unless you help someone else be successful. I mean, Dynas has posted his link, and Dynas, please post that again. And I've gotten several calls from people around the world calling me to express this. I put my own personal number up there. I put my own personal email address up there, and I've helped several people get on this journey. And Karatbars is not on trial. It works. It just simply flat out works. I mean, the product is gold-backed cryptocurrency. With the 3 steps that we have. You save a lot of gold and gold-backed cryptocurrency. You tell a lot of people, and you make a lot of money. Really, it's that 3-step process, and it will set you free. I will go on record to say this, and quote me on this: if you give Karatbars 12 to 24 months of your A game, you'll never work another job in your life. You'll never work for anyone in your life. 24 months, because 24 months, if you give it your A game, you will never work for that. And we have teachings to show you how to do that. I'm available to teach you how to do that. I will take your call. I will get back to you. It's just a matter of what you want. We're looking for the ones who want it. Now for those who are real skeptical or the haters or whatever the world call them, I could care. I'm not interested in your conversation. I'm really not. You're not my audience. For those who you want to criticize and don't know anything about it, you're not the audience I'm speaking to. God bless you. Keep criticizing your way and do you. But I'm talking specifically to the people like, hey, I know I got to do something. I know there has to be something else out there. And I prayed, and I'm like, just show me, God. There has to be. I cannot keep on this train to what I'm doing. You're the one I'm talking to, and you're the one I want to help you and your family, along with Dynas help, get totally financial free. You're the ones I'm talking to solely.
Real quick, someone in the chat room just asked, how much is it to start?
It's free to start. Absolutely free. Absolutely totally free. You open up your free gold savings account. And Dynas, please post your link up there. As I stated on several programs before, this is Dynas, a mere stream. Search your Uru belongs to Dynas. Dynas are in a partnership together with Karatbars. Okay, and so it's his stream. So you're going to register under his link. Okay, now after you do that and you register under his link, I want you guys to give me a call. If Dynas, please put my number. I can be reached directly on my personal cell phone. My personal cell phone at 1-716-573-6296. Or you can email me, FITZGERALD Stephens, STEPHENS @gmail.com. And I would personally walk you through and show you exactly how to become successful with this. I've helped people in Trinidad, the UK, all over the United States, because people the world over are looking for opportunity. And, and I'm talking those people who really, they don't want you to give them anything. They just want an opportunity where they can work, something that they can set their own rules, something that they're not at the political structure or the shenanigan that goes on in corporate America. Somebody who want to get off the plantation or the colonial system or what the heck you're about. Someone who wants to be free. But in order to get free, you have to know the rules of freedom. You have to have someone to guide you and someone to help you reach your goal. That's what Dynas and I offer you.
Somebody was asking, what's the 3-step process? I think some people are having might be having issues with the verification process. Can you go into detail?
Well, the verification process is simply this. Dynas has a link. And it's going to be posted on his stream. You can go ahead. You can go ahead and register on that link. You got 2 links you can register on there. One is a customer, and the other one is an affiliate. I always tell people to register as an affiliate. Why? Because you get so many more better benefits for far as for that. And so as you register affiliate, you go on and you're going to fill out a two process application, online application. And I don't even want to say it, an application. I want to say a registration form. And Karatbars wants to know who you are. You put your username, password, address, as far as where you live. And then and after the second page, you click and you register. After that, I want you to go to your email that you put on file, and I want you to verify your account. Remember, I told you this. I told you we deal with gold and cryptocurrency, so we're very, very secure, and we have a lot of checks and balances far as within that to secure you and to secure your account. Number 3, after that, then you go on to.
We lost him again.
ART. Dynas, you still hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now. We hear you now.
Okay, KARATBARS.com. And then when you go on there, you're going to have to download terms and conditions. Terms and conditions. Okay, so you click that, and then after you do that, you're going to be able to log on to your account. You're going to see the various stages of Karatbars step 1 through step 5. In other words, there's a whole map there that shows you how to be successful. And then also I send out what's called a welcome letter that has all the steps to it. It has all the steps that you can be successful. We have a global international teaching team that was founded by Tyrone Best out of Virginia that teaches you how to do everything to possibly build a global worldwide organization. And ladies and gentlemen, I mean global. I have never been to Nigeria. I have never been to South Africa. I have never been to Australia. I have never been to Tanzania, and I have affiliates in all those countries right through using my computer and smartphone. So this is big time, multi-million-dollar serious business. So on that welcome letter, I'm going to send you that link. Is going to be for Wealth Builders Worldwide. For those of you after you join, the email address is wealth, WEALTH, builders, BUILDERS, worldwide, WORLDWINWIDE.info. Now, Wealth Builders Worldwide, you click on that site and register your site. They're going to have everything you need to be successful. But I can tell you right now, the way it worked for me, and I want to give a big shout out to my sponsor, Michael Delco, who I just seen is on this stream, and I hope he has to get in, Dynas, if he has the time. What I would like to do, I'm big upon having someone hold my hand until I get skilled and knowing what I have to do. That's where I come in at. And so I've helped the many of people by asking their personal questions, what if, what that. And my job is to get you up to par, so that you can duplicate what I'm teaching you to go out there and go out there and duplicate others. Plus, you're going to make money far as right away. First, you're going to make money far as right when you start hustling. So what are the mechanics of it? Okay, the 3 steps. Once again, we save gold, we tell a lot of people, and we make a lot of money. We save gold, we tell a lot of people, and we make a lot of money. Okay, that's really all. That's really all we do. Fitzgerald, that sounds so easy. No, gang. I wish I had a deeper thing to say to you. I wish I had something that that shakes the cosmos and what I want to say. I wish I could tell you, say Alibaba 3 times and do 4 cartwheels. But it's not. It's just that easy. Save a lot of gold in cryptocurrency by paying yourself first. Tell a lot of people and make a lot of money. That's the 3 steps to wealth with this process.
Fitzgerald, somebody was asking about the KYC coin and about the KYC, and then also we have brother RBG on. So if you want to address the KYC question.
What is the question? May I ask, Mr. Giaz?
Well, it wasn't. Well, it just said KYC. So well, that's all they put. So no worries. But RBG, go ahead. RBG.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. How's everyone doing today?
Good, kind sir. How are you and your family?
Everyone's well. Thank you. Thank you. We had a little bit of inclement weather, but everything's fine now.
Where are you? Aren't you in California?
No, I'm in the South in Mississippi.
Oh, okay. That's right. The storm came in, the hurricane.
Right. Yeah, Barry. I wouldn't even classify that as a hurricane. So, Mr. Fitzgerald, I really enjoyed the discussion so far, and your perspective on things and your life experiences that you shared. So when you're talking about this cryptocurrency and you're talking about the blockchain system, that system is something in your case, in your particular case, is this the same structure as the average blockchain, whereas there are multiple points of access that are spread out throughout the world and the information is passed throughout each system, kind of like without a central hub or like a standard server, if you will, like a physical location?
Sir, I'm not gonna pat myself on the back too hard and break my own hand, but I'm gonna say something that you're gonna incredibly respect, and the audience is gonna incredibly respect. I don't know. I don't know the answer to this, but this is what I know how to follow to find out. On YouTube, I have a gentleman, and I consider him a friend. You know, I do. I consider him a friend. He's a business associate, and I consider him a friend because of what he has taught me. His name is Ricardo Hamilton. There's also another gentleman by the name of Crypto Steve. I want everyone on this audience who have questions about the blockchain, especially the Karatbar blockchain, the KBC, to go on and subscribe to those gentlemen's pages. They are a genius at explaining the blockchain in simple, formatted terms. You know, they are who I refer to, especially Ricardo. You know, and so go on that. He will be able to answer your question. I wish that I had my sponsor on here, Michael, Michael Delco, and you know, hopefully I could get him sometime on that. But I don't know enough about the blockchain, and that's enough and that's something I also want you guys to understand. In this business, you have to stay in your lane. You don't have to know. You don't have to know how to explain this to everybody. For every question you can give me, and for everything that I don't know, I can refer you to someone who is an expert in that does. You know, so I know this with our KBC, our KCB and KBC. You can't get you have to get the KBC, the KCB. You can get that as an affiliate, and as an affiliate, you can also get bonus KBCs, or you can get it on a couple of exchanges that it's available on. The KBC right now, if I'm not mistaken, is saving at currently is going for currently 14 cents. Now, don't let that fool you. You know, when I bought this thing, when it first started opening, it was less than a penny. So 14 cents. And let's just say I hold pretty good figures. I'm not going to tell you guys how much it is, but it's enough to keep a smile on my face. And you know, so as that's going up, and Dynas, he also is in this stream. So as that's going up, my wealth is simultaneously going up. Now, Karatbars has their own exchange. It's called Karatbit, that is free to you as an affiliate. You know, that's where your Ether wallet hangs out. That's where you're able to move money. Now on our exchange, a Karatbit, you can buy Ethereum, you can buy Bitcoin, you can buy, you could purchase KBC exchange, KBC coins, KBC. You can do a whole lot of stuff, and and pretty soon we're gonna have where you can convert the fiat currency into you can convert the cryptocurrency into fiat currency of your country. But Karatbars is absolutely.
Oh, I'm sorry. Pardon me. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, sir. Go ahead.
Well, actually, I want to circle back to something you had spoke about earlier in the program. You and Dynas said that your relationship began with you owning a business, and you began to speak to each other, and you guys, became acquainted, and really just, found a common interest in making money. Is that? Am I understanding that correctly?
No, sir. You're not. Dynas, in my understanding, that you have to, because Dynas used to have this sweet Mustang. And in my business was to repair vehicles.
One second. Hey, if you can mute yourself, RBG. All right, go ahead, Fitzgerald.
Yeah, our friendship didn't start like that. Our friendship, if you really want to know how our friendship got kicked off, Dynas, I
No,
repair cars.
I had a lead to that. I'm sorry. I had a lead to that. I just meant like you guys knew each other and you met and you talk about money now. So we can say that like right now you're discussing finances.
Right. When Dynas and I met, Karatbars didn't exist.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So at that time, to focus more on your original business that you were saying you got started was a detailing business. What way did you perform? Like, what did you do to start that initial process? Like, what was done before Karatbars and all of that? Whenever you owned your own business, and I'm not saying that you don't now because I don't know. So I'm assuming you absolutely do. So when you owned that business, what was done to start that business? Where did the capital and the resources come from for that business?
Well, I got a break. The gentleman who I used to work for, named Joe Bajani, who I used to actually work for, he wanted to sell the company. So I bought the company. I started off in that company sweeping the floor, and less than 10 years later, I owned it because what happened was, I was a sales guy. I was the one who bought a lot of the accounts in. So I get that opportunity and I took it.
There's an echo, a real bad echo.
I apologize. That's definitely on my side. I apologize, guys. I'll try to remember to mute. But okay, so the reason I asked that question and the reason I really was interested in joining the discussion today is to better understand at what level is this discussion taking place about finances. So I feel, and I may be incorrect or I may be misguided in my assumptions, but a large portion of Black Americans, and we're just going to focus on us for this moment. Everyone else in the diaspora, I completely understand. You may be experiencing the same thing. So Black Americans find ourselves in a position where A, we are mentally capable. B, we have the creative talent and drive to create something that can flourish. But the main thing that presents itself as an obstacle is financing. So it comes down to the discussion of, you said that you were a sales guy, so it sounds like you made a lot of sales. You probably got commission off of those sales. You were able to save up enough money, or you do other things on the side on top of that, with different revenue streams to make enough money to buy the business to then continue the progress. So I guess it comes down to the point that in order to invest, we have to have something to invest. We cannot just show up and be like, hey, look, I'll wipe the floor or I'll mop every day if you guys just let me, get some money for free and invest. So it comes down to, how do we get money? Well, there's only so many ways you can get money. Either it is given to you, and given can mean many things. Like if you are in an auto accident and you sue, if you are in some sort of situation where someone can be held legally responsible, that money is still being given to you because yes, it is owed to you. Yes, you deserve it, but someone is giving it to you. Again, you can inherit it, given to you. You can work really hard for it. That's something that you earned. So again, there are limited ways to gain money. What I really want to point out is that I think if we as Black people can focus a bit on a more base level, I think we all have the same ideas and opinions about how to progress and how to flourish. But I think we are overlooking the minute things that are actually very important. So, for instance, I'm not sure if any veterans are in the chat or if any veterans are listening, but if you are a veteran in good standing, you had like a general discharge, you had an honorable, anything less or anything better than a dishonorable discharge, you have special privileges to get business loans through the Small Business Administration. Now, be very careful when you talk to the SBA. Don't tell them all of your plans and your information on what you want to create or do. But they have a couple of different programs that can benefit veterans. For instance, they will give you a loan up to $150,000, or they will essentially back your loan, as in the SBA will be a co-signer for your business loan. So basically you can go to a Black-owned bank and tell them, look,
Hold on for a second, Pete.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, say that. Okay, I hear that. I hear that. But here's one thing.
I'm sorry. Is everything good? Are we?
Dot answer.
There's an echo. Somebody's echoing.
I don't know where it's coming from.
All right, try again, Fitzgerald.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, that's a very good question, but I'm gonna.
I wasn't really making that question.
You're echoing, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't really making a question. I was more so informing about the SBA.
Yeah, I used the wrong term. I used the wrong term. And I apologize.
Right. So the SBA will back. No need to apologize. This is very constructive conversation, very respectful. I truly am really relishing this right now. So about the SBA, a veteran can go to a Black-owned bank and say, listen, the SBA is backing me up to 75% of whatever you loan me. So the bank will automatically know that at a very worst case scenario, they will still get back 75% of what they loaned to that veteran. So there are programs like this that can help Black people get the initial capital needed to make investments. I don't think cryptocurrency is a bad idea. I think relying on cryptocurrency, if we are not already in a sound position, is kind of like rolling the dice. It's a bit more strategic.
Let me say that real quick. Did you have you listened to the entire discourse from the beginning?
On this particular program? Yeah. Yes, I have been here. I caught the very beginning of the program where YouTube begins to speak.
Fitzgerald basically said that Karatbars isn't the end all be all.
Great. So then I would echo what he said then. Absolutely. So I think that cryptocurrency is a very viable option. I think it is very useful. And I think that is how other groups stay ahead, is because they are constantly willing to make the first step in whatever direction they think is beneficial monetarily. So if we want to do that, we still need to have that foundation. And I'm going to pause for a moment to allow the floor to someone else, but there are other things that can be incorporated together to solve multiple problems, from financing to housing to food, all in one. And I think I can expand on that a bit later if someone else would like the floor.
Okay, I want to take that right now. Mr. Do you have the phone on? Okay, great. Thank you for muting your line. That stopped the feedback. I appreciate that. I'm going to expound upon what the man said. Great statements. Nothing I can disagree with as far as on that. But okay, how does Karatbar relate to what the gentleman just said? What are the biggest hindrance with starting a business? Capital, knowledge. That's it. Capital, knowledge. Not have enough liquidity, as far as when you get ready to launch a business, to maintain that business, and definitely not have enough knowledge in order to understand the pitfalls of that business. Karatbars solves both. It's free to join. The product is gold and gold-backed cryptocurrency, which you have no minimums or no maximums to buy. The gold is sent directly to you via FedEx. Order what you want, how much you want. The cryptocurrency is loaded in your Ether wallet. As far as like that, do you realize you guys can actually make money in the free position with Karatbars? That is correct. You can actually make money in the free position. There's depending on the wealth of your group or the size of your organization, you can very much get paid one time a month, depending on your hustle, the hustle of your group and everything. You could very much well get paid a very, very nice commission on that. Or you could do like Dynas and I have done, and a lot of people who have joined us on the stream, purchase a business packet. The business packet is just tax deductible. Think of the business package like your own franchise, your own business. I want to also stop and address this question. For those of you who think maybe this sounds like a pyramid, no, it is not. But your job is. We have a structure for us like this. You have your sphere of influence. I know people, that Dynas doesn't know. I sit at the top of my 3,560 something of business affiliates from around the world. I sit at the top of that. I brought them down. Michael Delco, my sponsor, he sits at the top of his 60,000 business affiliates. He brought in, and people under his team start in. Dynas sits at the top of his pyramid and stuff like that. See, you are at the top of what your network. I can't go out there and dethrone you for that. You're within businesses within this, but you create your own things. Do you know my sponsor makes a very, very good income. You know, I make a pretty decent income. Do you know you guys can all out earn us? And he's been in longer than me. He's probably been in about 5 years. I've been in 4.5. You know, his sponsor, a gentleman by the name of Nate, has been in practice since it started. And his sponsor, Tyrone Best, the founder of Wealth Builder, he's been in practice since it started. And those guys earn very good income. Do you know that you can actually out earn them if you outwork them? If you bring more production and hustle as far as what they did, you can literally out earn them. You sit on the top of your own pyramid. Now at a job, you got the president or the CEO, the chief operating officer, the chief financial officer. Those are the top 3 positions as far as that. Then you got vice presidents, divisional leaders, area manager. Then you got where a lot of you and I are on the lower tiers. We're making the money on that. At that pyramid, and that's truly the pyramid, because you never will be able to get to the CEO position. You never are going to be able to, you are never going to be able to get to those levels. This is fact. Your boss is never going to pay you enough to live in his neighborhood. With this particular scheme right here, what Harold Sykes has created, you create your own empire. Oh, that you own, that can be willed to your children, that can be sold as an asset. It belongs to you. Now, let's just say I gather gold, which I do. Let's just say I gather cryptocurrency, which I do. And let's just say, and I also get paid in euros. That's another thing I want to get into a little later on. But I can take those euros, I can diversify it into real estate. I can diversify it in other investment opportunities outside of Karatbars. The money is for what I want to do, and so can you. Karatbars is not a cure-all. It just gives you a chip in the game that you can create as far as a future for your family. And thousands upon thousands of people are doing this thing in Karatbars every single day, and that's not exaggeration.
RBG, something you want to add to that? If he's still there.
The sister's been waiting. I'll let her speak if the sister.
I'll go ahead, Renetta.
Hi. Okay,
Hello,
so
how are you doing again?
oh, sorry. Is it my turn to speak?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so I just wanted to let everyone know. Sorry, Dinus, thank you. Thank you to the panel. If anyone is interested in becoming a certified blockchain expert, because the hindrance, I looked at Karatbars about a month ago, and the fact that it's one of the few cryptocurrencies backed by a hard asset, this proves that it's not a pyramid scheme. So that alone should tell you that it's not fake, okay? Usually pyramid schemes aren't backed by anything. Okay, and this is actually backed by a hard asset, which is gold. So that should tell you. If anyone, I'll tell you this, from an outsider looking in, Mr. Fitzgerald, most people who are wary of investing are going to look at this because it's blockchain, and blockchain is new, and they lack education on blockchain. So for anyone, and I'm not selling this course, I'm just giving you some options. So for anyone who doesn't know about blockchain, there is a great website, and the course to become a certified blockchain expert is $129. It's blockchain-council.com, and I've already sent tons of people there, and they've gotten their certificate, okay? When you leave with that certificate, you will become knowledgeable in both blockchain and cryptocurrency. So when you begin to make your investment in something like Karatbars, you're doing that with education. I think that's one of the hindrances as to why it seems like it's a hard sell for your audience. The second thing I wanted to ask Mr. Fitzgerald was, can I link, if I become an affiliate, you indicated that you'll have your own website. Can I link Karatbars' website to my website? And then just two last things and I'll get off. The third thing is, most people, when you're talking about finances, there are different levels of finances that's being discussed at once. The first type of finance for most people who look like us is financial security, meaning we know that investors are averse to risk. Okay, any investor, when it comes to investing, they're averse to risk. So when you're dealing with people who may not have knowledge, or they may not have excess capital, like they don't make a lot of money, they become very leery of any type of risk. So that's your first type of financing you have to look at, which is income stability. Then there is a second group of people who have some sort of money, some sort of capital, and have a little bit more to invest in. These types of people are looking to invest above and beyond a savings account. Then there's the third type of investor, where people are actually looking to invest on the continent. Like we know, and I've said this 100 times, the reason why the economies in Africa are not up to par with the West is because they lack one critical business model that Europe, the United States, and China and Japan implement. That is grant funding for businesses. The African continent, except for Angola, who implemented it about 4 years ago, there is literally no funding outside of getting a loan from the bank, which you may not qualify for, or your family giving you money to start a business. And then my last question is, and this is something that I take seriously, and this is something that I do, and it's a major hindrance between Black people. Sorry for the run-on. It's a major hindrance for Black people. You stated and you indicated facts, Mr. Fitzgerald. When it comes to people who look like us, who have been economically marginalized for 500 years, most people look at entering business as a small business. However, the challenge when you enter business as a small business is that startup capital. And the startup capital usually start at around $100,000 up to, maybe $3 or $500,000. And I propose that Black people, or people who look like us, look into micro businesses. Okay, and this is something that I take very seriously. The startup cost, or the entrance capital for micro businesses, is under $10,000, which most people can afford around tax time, or they can afford via savings. And then the micro business, also with very good marketing and strategies, can allow you to scale your business into a small business. So those are some of the points I wanted to make, and I don't want to hold up the panel. Thank you again for having me on.
No problem, Ms. Jones. Thank you so much for coming on.
Okay, let me address that. We have multimillionaires, even billionaires involved in Karatbars. If you wanna, if I would have waited till I figured out every single step, I was educated on every single thing, I would not have done anything. I will match my intellectual fortes, the way I analyze and flip things around and make sure that all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed, and make sure the end game from the beginning. I'll match my wit up against anybody, because that's the way I think. But I'm not. I don't get paralyzed with information to the point that I got to know everything that before I move. And that's the one thing that sets me apart. I'm able to evaluate a plan. I'm able to look at an opportunity, see if this is viable, if it's doable, if this is liquid, or is it solid, and I'm able to put feet to the ground. I'm able to put in action. Now, the lady brought up the good things. Now, search for Euro. Okay, I understand the audience. In my end game with business, I deal with people. Black people, white people, whatever. My game in business is to make money. So I and I'm finding that this is not just a necessary Black issue, as far as the capital. This is a global issue. I mean, this really is. There are families out there just simply are struggling all over the world, being you call them Africa, being you call them Americas, being you call them in the Australian continent, being it's in Europe or what, there are families just really, really struggling. Those are who our Karatbars are trying to reach. We look at this, okay, this is a way out the rat race. You know, it's a simple way, it's a viable way. If this is something that interested as far as with you, hey, by all means, go on board. We have all the facilities, we have all the education that we need to help you make an informed decision. If it's not for you, it's simply not for you, but you won't do it because we don't have the information. Now, Dinas,
go ahead.
What I would like you to do with that lady, and I would like to actually match her up with Ricardo Hamilton. I would like to see if I could get Ricardo to actually come up there and pretty much go over both of him and her explain the blockchain. But keep in mind, Ricardo is going to explain the blockchain as it relates to Karatbars. I mean, if I go to the blockchain, I could talk about Ethereum, I could talk about Bitcoin, I could talk about Litecoin, I could talk about a whole bunch of other cryptocurrency stuff. That's not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in how the blockchain works for the KBC and the Karatbars opportunity. That's what my focus is on this call. And but if you want to get Ricardo on, and we can see if we can grab him to talk about that what the lady has said. Yeah, hey, I'll be one of the first people to get on because I would love to learn more.
Okay, I think RBG.
Hey, yeah, brother. I didn't want to interrupt Mr. Fitzgerald. I'm really enjoying everything he's saying. So about the blockchain, I actually used to work for an ISP. I've worked in the cryptology field, like literally in the military. I was a cryptologist. Mm-hmm. So I have a pretty firm grasp of the information and how the process works. So I can give like a very basic explanation for everyone. So essentially, when you have a server or you have a hub, if you will, it's a centralized location. Just like your computer has a hard drive, all of these websites have a hard drive. They're just extremely large and they take up many, many spaces inside of a building. So while you're going to eBay on your computer, you're actually being redirected to a specific facility where all of eBay's storage is being physically held. So that allows eBay to monitor, change, whatever they feel necessary. So whenever a blockchain is the same thing, but essentially those servers are not stored in one physical location. They are spread out across every computer that uses the blockchain. So every person that is attached or entwined with the blockchain is a part of the redistribution of the information for the blockchain. You're a part of the information circle. So outside of that, blockchains are designed to not be tampered with. Right? They have like certain security measures and certain things that do not allow a person to add or remove information along the way. However, there is no set information on who the entity or person is that directly controls it. And to expound on that and kind of clarify that, what that means is you are buying Bitcoins, and your Bitcoins are being passed around the world and you're buying things with them. But again, nobody knows who owns Bitcoin. Nobody knows who is the person that is monitoring and editing or taking account for all of the transactions. So with the New York Stock Exchange, all transactions happen within their control. They happen within their servers, across their networks. Everything is tracked. Outside companies can come in and make requests and make purchases and make sales, but it all has to be validated and the tokens have to be given to their network from the New York Stock Exchange network. So again, a blockchain is like a broken up version of that where everybody holds a piece of the information and just passes it along.
Okay, now I can understand that, but this is conversation. That this conversation is you guys are swimming in a stream I can't swim in. Here's why. I don't know enough to really talk about that. I can once now, as it relates with Karatbars, you know, Dynas, we could easily see what it would take to get Ricardo on. We could easily see what it would take to get Crypto Steed on. And I'll let those guys, you know, I'll let you guys, you know, how we use the blockchain for our advantage. But what I want to do, I want to stay on the topic right here. My topic is, you know, okay, we started off with how can you maximize and duplicate your earnings by the Karatbar opportunity? You know, I'm not blowing those customers off, those clients off. Dynas said that, not at all.
No,
but I'm not going to be. It's unwise for me to swim in a stream that's simply too deep for me. That's not my expertise. My expertise is simply this. I know how to present this Karatbar opportunity very, very simple. I know how to save in gold and save in cryptocurrency, thus increasing my wealth. I know how to duplicate my effort by thus helping other people increase their wealth and do the same thing with this thing. And I know how to make money far as through this. That's what I do. You know, and so that's what I'm trying to bring right now. Dynas, that would be a different show, maybe a show that you can put on, right, you know, words like that. But I can't go on here and talk about something I have limited knowledge. I have the basic knowledge, yes, but I'm not going to talk about that.
Oh, no. I was just giving a brief explanation of the like if anybody Google
and I thank you for doing it. I mean, I absolutely love it. But it's unfair to the audience because what it's going to do, what it does, Mr. RBG, what it does, and some people can look at this. Okay, well, Fitzgerald don't know what he's talking about with this fully, and they will be right. I can't argue with you. So why in the heck I'm going to come over there and try to talk about something I'm not really adept in? That's Ricardo, that's Michael Delco, that's Crypto Steve, and I can assure you that they can easily relate how the Karatbars opportunities it's taken vast advantage of the blockchain opportunity for us to help you and your family make money. Period.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, and again, that was just a very basic, you know, like if you Google blockchain, if anybody Googles blockchain, that'll be like a very basic definition that you would get. So, you know, again, I tried to keep it as, you know, for the audience that are not familiar with it, as clear as possible, as concise.
And you did a great job.
So in regards to that, what I would say, like, if we're talking about foundation, because the topic, I'm trying to make sure I'm still on topic, is, you know, working for yourself versus working for the man. And I think Karatbar, is it?
Yes.
Yes, Karatbar. I think that is a viable option, and I think there are, like, you know, a few others that can also be, if that's all right, if we can also discuss a couple of others. But I think Karatbar is definitely a sound option if you have the extra resources that will not inhibit you from just living. You know, I mean, to think about it, if I would say, if all of us right now, or if most of us right now got hit with a $4,000 medical expense, or if we had like $7,000 in damages to our home, you know, would we be able to just throw that cash out? Like, hey, my water heater broke and it flooded my whole house. That's like $7 grand in damage. Can I just throw that out right now? I don't think a lot of us would be able to. And
because of what I built to this opportunity, I can.
Okay, so I would rather focus more on those that can't, and those that are listening. And I understand what you're saying.
RBG, mute yourself, dude. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the Karatbars opportunity and working for the man versus working to fund your personal ambition. I mean, we already know the facts and the figures in regards to the Black community and the lack of wealth and how we've been redlined out of communities and how we haven't had access.
I'm not focused on that at all. I'm not focused on that at all. Where
are you going with this in regards to bills and medical expenses?
Right, bills and medical expenses. So what I'm saying is,
what does medical expenses have to do with what we're talking about, RBG?
So medical expenses was an example. It was used to give an example of a dire situation that most of us may not be able to afford and still live the same standard of living we're accustomed to. That was the reason for the medical bills.
What does that have to do with what we're talking about, RBG?
So in regard to what we're talking about, if we're talking about financial stability and our ability to invest, because Karatbar is investment. Would you agree? Like, we're investing into something, right?
Okay, RBG, I'm gonna say this. I think you need to go to Yvette Carnell's page. You need to go to Yvette Carnell. We don't do the misery merchant over here. You know, we don't do the black
I'm not
man
trying to be
got no money.
disrespectful.
You need to go to Yvette
Man,
Carnell's.
I'm not trying to be rude.
RBG, you need to go to Yvette Carnell.
I don't
RBG,
mess
you
with
need to go to
Yvette Carnell. She's crazy, man. That lady's crazy.
You need to go to Yvette Carnell's page. We're not doing that here. We're absolutely aware of, you know, the wealth.
She's crazy, man. I don't mess with her. I'm being very, you know, I'm being honest with you. I'm being very
okay,
straightforward.
Thank you. That's the conversation you got to have with Antonio Moore and Yvette Carnell.
I don't really think that's what I'm going for. I'm not trying to be that person, and I'm not trying to be what you're trying to display me as. You know, I'm being very polite and respectful, and I genuinely like your channel.
We appreciate it, but again, the wealth inequality and having enough money to cover medical expenses, that's a conversation for Yvette Carnell and Antonio Moore.
Okay, so now the part about the small business association,
we're not.
So now the part where I told Black veterans that they could get assistance to start a business, I mean, I think that's viable information. You know, if Black veterans who fought for this country, like myself, are able to get those loans to start a business,
we could do a separate show on that. But we could do a separate show on that, and no problem.
Brother, I really respect you, man. I really like what you're doing, you know, and I really try my best to be as polite as possible. You know, I would just hope that I could be afforded that same, you know, respect, because I really do like your channel and what you do for the community.
RBG, I respect you, and I'm telling you, this is not the time and place right now. Respectfully.
Okay, brother. Absolutely.
You respect that.
Absolutely. So again, okay. So if we're talking about Karatbars, then my question would be: is there a physical gold that will be mailed to my home that I will keep, or is Karatbars solely based on the gold standard? And like, how is it valued? Like, what determines the value of Karatbar?
There is physical gold that's mailed to you by way of FedEx. Our gold is the London Bullion certified. It's the same type of gold that countries use to settle debt. It also comes with an incredible amount of security features to certify the authenticity of that gold. You buy in small increments. You can anywhere from 1 gram to 2.5 grams to even 5 grams. You could even buy smaller than the 1 gram. We have a thing called cash gold, that the gold is literally embedded into the bill, that, you know, you could get that as little as 0.1 gram. You know, so it's not a matter of let me put it like that. It's not a matter of if you have to do something, if you have to purchase, if you don't have to purchase. With Karatbars, you literally don't have to do nothing. You know, you do what you choose. You buy how much you choose. You invest how much you choose. There's no minimums, no maximums. You know, the website is free. You know, as far as with that, you know, every single month. And it's just, all this is, Mr. RGB, is just a vehicle to help you get to some of the financial goals you want to do. That's all. Yes, there are several vehicles out there, but this is the one that Dynas and I, you know, that you choose to join to. And this is the one that we choose to help people, you know, attain their freedom. I'm not knocking anybody's program, but I found something that really works great for me, as well as 700,000 other people around the world.
Outstanding answer. Outstanding. So what?
Now, before you continue, excuse me, interrupting like this, because I'm going to refer like that to what Dynas has said. Hey, you know what? Give me a call. I posted my number. This is a private conversation you can have, and then I would try my darndest, you know, to get my sponsor somewhat much abreast far as what with me on that. But I can tell you from what I know about the man, he's going to be similar like okay. Do you see an opportunity with Karatbars? Do you see an opportunity with that? If you see an opportunity, okay, let's get your free account set up and let's show you how to work this opportunity. But if we're just talking about what if scenarios and the way we deal with veterans, the way we deal with single parents, whether it be father, mother, the way we deal with struggling families, we present this Karatbar opportunity for them so they in turn can create the income that they desire, they want, that they can get out of that struggle. That's what we do.
Okay. You know what? It's starting to kind of clarify itself to me now. I think I'm getting a better handle and grasp of the entire situation. So what you're saying is I start up with the program, I sign up for it, I make an account, and then I purchase Karatbars, and the gold is then shipped to my home. And now what happens after that point? So once I have that physical, tangible gold in my hands, then what happens from there on?
My advice, my strategy, what I do, I don't part for my gold. I accumulate my gold and allow it to go up because gold steadily beats the rate of inflation. I also do the same thing with my cryptocurrency. If I want to live, the reason I'm sitting up here at 3 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon talking to you, because I live off my euros that I earned by duplicating my efforts through the network. I have something like close to 3,600 affiliates around the world. So I by duplicating my efforts, get a small percentage of that, get paid on my Karatbars MasterCard every Friday. That's what I live. I'm not interested in touching my cryptocurrency and my gold. I'm letting that go up. And I'm letting that study goes up. That's what's going to be left, to my family. That's what's going to be left to my estate. So that's going up. But if I want to live, I want to pay car insurance, I want to pay, any other number of bills, I just do it through my Karatbars MasterCard and just take the euros off of that and pay the bill.
So if you're receiving the gold that you paid for,
RBG brother, we got to move on. I mean, if you're being sincere, you have Fitzgerald's phone number. You're more than welcome to give him a call. Is that okay, Fitzgerald? Can we give you a call?
Yeah, I definitely would like a man to call me and stuff like that, where I can take this over because don't take this personal, Mr. RGB. This is business, man. Quite a lot of other people right here probably have questions they want to talk, and I'm pretty sure.
Absolutely not. Taking it personal? Oh no! Oh please, let me stop you there. Please let me stop you there, brother. I don't take anything personal. I think that intelligent discussion can be had without insults, without telling people to go somewhere. So I think that, if we're on the same plane, and like that's something I kind of think, like, we as Black people, we get very wrapped in our emotions when we're trying to talk business.
No, we don't. We don't. I mean, I'm Black and I don't subscribe that. I don't believe in a shotgun approach. Right? I'm a Black person from Alabama. No, I don't believe we as Black people do anything.
Okay, fair enough, man. Hey, fair enough.
I really would ask you to give me a call right after this stream, man. Call me. I will answer your call. Okay, we can carry this on.
How about you and I get on stream together? How about we get on stream together after this?
What do you mean get on stream?
Well, we can facilitate in between the two. I'll even show my face if everybody thinks I'm not Black. I'll even show my face.
What did you come about?
Hold on. RBG, give Fitzgerald a call after the show, and you guys can work out the logistics. Is that fair?
Absolutely, brother. And I hope all the veterans look into the Small Business Association so they can get those loans and get their business off the ground.
Okay. All right. No problem. Thank you.
Right. Fucking crazy.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Fitzgerald.
No. I just wanted to get some other people's opinions. Hey, listen, audience and everybody I'm talking to, I'm not trying to. No, you know what? I'm not going to make excuses for this. What I'm coming on here, to stick at the topic, and I've learned that's so critical because you guys' time is precious, just like mine. I got somewhere I got to be right after this thing hangs up. I want to stick to the topic of what can the Karatbars opportunity do for you and your family? What can it do to help you achieve your financial goal? And I can go on record right now and say again, if you give this thing 12 to 24 months of your A game, you will never work for anyone else again. Period. I mean, let's talk about what we do. Okay, you get paid, you save gold. Okay, gold appreciates. Gold will beat fiat currency any day of the week. Why? Because that's what backs fiat currency. You say cryptocurrency, which is proven, but Karatbars has had, it's Forbes has already came out, said that Karatbars has one of the top 10 blockchains in all the world, so it's a revolutionary company. So just saving in gold and cryptocurrency, you don't got to go out there and make a team like Dynas and I are doing. You don't have to do that at all. You're going to want to. And so you get paid in euros on your Karatbar MasterCard every Friday, depending on the production of your team. This is not a job. This is a business. You get paid off of other people's efforts and do it like that. 121 people have said yes to me that I personally sponsored. 121. Hey, that's nothing. My sponsor, Michael Delco, he has 400 plus. There's a lady named Tanisha Glass, also United States. She has 500 plus. Find the people off of Facebook, at putting this opportunity far as before them. That's how I live. That's how Dynas live. Dynas.
Yes, sir.
You and I was doing some business last week, and did you earn some commission? That was.
I did.
I mean, did it surprise you?
It did. I was surprised.
Well,
in a good way.
Well, okay. Did you know any of these people that you earned the commission through?
Not. I know. Well, how can I put it? I don't, but now I do because I reached out to them. But I did not know them. Like if they were to walk past me, I wouldn't know who they are.
Okay.
I take that back, except for a couple people in the chat room. But the majority of people, if they were to walk by me, I would not have no clue who they are.
Do you realize that your organization didn't do this to make you wealthy? They're doing it for themselves and their families. You do realize that, don't you?
Correct.
Okay. And so this is what it's about. As far as like that, how do I duplicate my time? How do I leverage and maximize your time? How do I do that? And by doing that, how do I maximize my income? Your income will only take you only so far, and you cannot outpace inflation with a linear income. You can't do it. No matter how much you try and stuff like that. So Karatbars is a vehicle that shows you how to achieve that goal for you and your family. You have house insurance, you have life insurance, you have car insurance. You ever thought about having money insurance? That's what gold is. That's what gold is. That's all that what gold is. And then growing a team, get leverage off of other people. Hey, you know what? In Karatbars, we actually have a program in this. You can actually get free gold. You can get free gold sent to you, at the end of the year. As far as with this, free gold is just given to you, as far as for production. You can will this to your family. You can say this as an asset. You can really do a lot of great things as far as to do doing for as legacy for you and your family. That's if you want it. And I said yes to it, and I'm glad I did. I'll just put it like that.
Let's see if we have any more questions in the chat room. Fitzgerald, you need to start up your own YouTube page. People are asking.
Yeah, I do, but But here's why I haven't started, because my youngest brother, the corporate attorney, he's been on that for a while. But it's not time yet, because you know what? There's this business affiliate that I love called Dynas Amir. I want to help his business grow.
Okay.
That's why I'm coming on there. Hey, you know what? I'm not going to say I'm fine. I can do better. And yes, I can start that. And yes, I will. But right now, my focus is on building the House of Amir. Man, that sounds real good. The House of Amir. Building the House of Amir.
In Yoruba, Ile Amir.
Building the House of Ile Amir. And why do I say that? Why am I so doggone about it? Because, what better could I leave to him and his son than an incredible financial legacy? You know what? He's only one leg in there, and I didn't really even sponsor Dynas. Dynas is sponsored by my wife, so he's like on a second level. It doesn't make a difference. I have a friendship with that man that goes back over a decade. Okay, I want him successful. I know for a fact that and this doesn't apply for everyone. I won't do this for everyone. You know, Dynas happens to be an exceptionist. I know this man does incredible work with, you know, in incredible work with Search Uru. I'm not dare going to pull him off of that. You know, I know that he travels extensively throughout Africa. I know he does tours over there. So I know he does a lot of credible work. I don't even want to stop him from doing that. So what's the point for what? So why can't I get on here and call him and say, Dynas, let's go ahead and speak to your organization. Let's go ahead and help put you and other people in your group in a financial empowerment, and then I'll help you get there. And then when the time has come, right, then I'll go out and launch my own YouTube page. You know, but what I'm concerned about is helping him get to a level. I have a certain level that I want him to be at before I cut the wings, you know, a little bit, and then let him go. But what's the level? Well, that he could travel to Nigeria anytime he wants without worrying about money. That he has enough capital to build a nice studio within his house, both here in Georgia and there in Nigeria. That he has enough to get this content off. He has enough to bring the Search Uru channel to the world. Maybe he have more to invest in it. That's my vision for him. You know, and I'm committed to doing that. You know, sometimes in order to get what you want, you really got to help people get what they want. You know, you really do. Forget about yourself. Get your eyes off of you. I'll get mine. You know, the Most High God is giving me mine. You know, just to be able to speak to you guys and on this channel. Hey, this is a blessing to me that I don't take lightly. You know, I just don't take lightly, because you could have been spending your time with anyone. Dynas has some incredible guests on the show, but you guys are listening to me, and you're giving positive vibes and good feedback to me. You know what? I'm just as the same thing. I'm committed to helping him. I'm committed to helping you and your family. And you can reference through Dynas Amir. Call him after I'm off the thing. I've helped many people. Everyone that he said, you know, who I said to call me, my number has been made available. It hasn't been no voicemail. I've answered my emails. I spent hours on phones with different affiliates from England to Trinidad, helping getting them set up in this business to help them in their future. So I do what I say I'm going to do. And I'll do the same for you and your family.
Brother Fitzgerald, we appreciate you coming on. Let's see, any more questions before we close out? And Brother Fitzgerald, anything you'd like to share?
As one of my closing points that I make, and I know you guys already heard it before and you're going to hear it now, I want to be emphatically clear. When you register your account, I want you to register through Dynas Amir. I'm not even going to put my link on there. It's not important. You know, this is his channel. You're his audience. I'm just a guest on there. I, in turn, once you register that account, then you can actually literally call me for support. We have some people who are so good with the computers, the technical savvy, maybe they don't need me. That's cool too. But I want to plug you in to get you off to the right start. And, you know, if I'm not answering the phone, A, you know, I'm talking to someone else. B, I'm sleeping. Or C, my phone is powered off because I had to get some rest or do something. Or maybe D, I'm on my bicycle riding around on the trails down here in Tampa. That's about it. But I will get back to you.
Okay. And guys, also, once you enroll, you'll be getting a phone call from me anyway. I make myself available. I know when I call some of you guys, you're like, oh my God, Dynas, you're calling. I'm like, yeah, you know, I mean, I make myself accessible. So, you know, so when you sign up, you know, in thanks, you know, I want to personally give you a phone call on my cell phone number, like my real cell phone number, not my Google Voice, my real cell phone number. So guys, everyone, thank you so much for joining. If you want to enroll in Karatbars, my link is in the chat room. Also, it is in the description. Also, give Fitzgerald a call after you enroll, and you'll also hear from me as well. Also, go to Search for Huru on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, family, Dynas Amir, Search for Huru, Fitzgerald Stephens. Peace.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Ooh.